y'all. I figured I would show you some of the progress I'm making whenever I'm talking about peeling off the paint layers of the wall. Now in here where I'm at, this is the bathroom. I only have a 1-bathroom, 3-bedroom house. But you can see right here the different layers of paint that's being on it and stuff. And this whole house needs to be remodeled. I just financially do not have the money, and I do have black mold and leaks throughout my house. Even if I clean it or whatever, it's still there. It's just, it's been like that ever since we had the flood of July of 2022. This house is falling apart, as you can see. It is what it is. And there's me. Hi, you guys. Hello, 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 hello. Anyway, as you can see about that light right there, fixture, and everything else. It's an old house and it's falling apart. And then here's another light fixture I got. I've had it ever since I've lived here. But this is also where my washer and dryer is, and you can see all kind of leakage, damage, and stuff like that too. But anyways, what I'm in here doing is what I'm doing on the rest of the house where we haven't painted freshly yet. I'm just peeling off the paint layers. Now it'll probably be a long time before I'm able to buy paint and able to paint this room. Obviously I can't afford it unless something changes to do any remodeling whenever it comes to the flood. And there's one of the cats trying to get in, and they get in, they know how to open the doors. But obviously it needs a lot of work done to it. Everything needs to be remodeled, especially back down here where it's rotting out and there's all kinds of leakage and black mold and stuff. But I don't know, and it is what it is. And I still haven't got this leak fixed on the bathtub right here. I haven't cleaned the bathroom in a little while. It needs to be cleaned, but there's still stain that just stays on there, because back before we had city water, I've not had this house remodeled or nothing, but this is old water stain. There's more cats coming in. They love to be in the bathroom for whatever reason. And then this is where the doorknob punched a hole in the wall. And then this is where our hot water heater is kept. If I can get it open. Still, oh, it's sealed shut. I can't get it open. It's gonna take 2 hands to do that, sorry. And then this is what I'm using to peel off all the paint layers off the walls and stuff. It's just this knife, and old knife, and I've already broke the tip off of it, trying to get the paint layers off the walls and stuff. But this right here, and here in this bathroom, you can kind of see where it's textured, old sheetrock and stuff. And yeah, that's what I'm working on right now. And like I said, this right here room, this bathroom, will probably be the next to last room that I'll even like food with painting or whatever I do to it eventually whenever it gets done, as long as I'm having to live here. But it'll probably be the next to last room. And in the last room that I do, and I need all kinds of work done to this house. I just financially can't afford nothing right now. The floors are rotting, and we need floors, we need everything. But this right here wall, I know my lighting is not good in this house, but this is the only wall that has 3 layers of paint and has had the paint stripped off from it. My youngest daughter painted it up above the door here, and the ceilings need to be painted. Everything needs to be redone in this house. But this one's done. But yeah, the cats I need to buy them like a cat tree, because they have already been scratching the new paint, excuse me. And then we need light fixtures, we need everything. But so far, this right here has been the hardest job as far as peeling the paint off. I've literally sit here for like 2 and 3 hours before trying to peel this paint off. And that's as far as I've got, you know, on this side of the walls and stuff in here in the hallway. Is just right here, this old orange paint. I don't know why it's been so hard and difficult, but it's been the hardest one to take off. This side too. The other side over here on the opposite side of it wasn't that bad, but this side, for whatever reason it is, has been the horriblest. I've had the horriblest time trying to peel off those paint layers off the walls and stuff. But I'm not gonna go in there or nothing, but that's my youngest daughter's bedroom, and that'll be the first room after we get all this the main parts of the house, that's what I'm going to focus on to my best ability that I can do with my finances and stuff. But hopefully my finances will change. But anyways, I'm more worried about after I get everything painted on this house, like the hallways right here, the living room right in here, and then inside the kitchen right in there. The kitchen right in there, it's a little bit messy. I got stuff everywhere because I've been peeling this paint and working on trying to peel these paints and stuff, layers off. But after we get her bedroom, my youngest daughter's bedroom, painted, she gets it painted white and gets that hole in her wall fixed. Eventually, her bedroom will be the main focus whenever it comes to, yeah, they always write me such kind notes. That's when they was younger. This is their sticker door. But anyways, her bedroom would be the main focus. It was inside the cat's in the bathroom. But her bedroom will be the main focus anyways on doing what I can when it comes to remodeling. But that's a long time out of the ways. Unless if my finances change or whatever, because there's other parts of the house, as you can see in here. Hope all the cats are out of the bathroom. But I'll turn the light on so you can see all the floor is falling apart, especially around that door. And these USB boards need to be replaced. It's just financially, I know I need to clean the cat litter box. It's just everything's so time consuming and it's a job or whatever. I'm doing what I can do. Go ahead and report me if you want to CPS. I already got them on me anyways. It's a different story for a different day. But they've already seen my house for this month. And they've seen it in a messier state than what even this is. So I don't care. And so has KVC. And KVC's about ready to close my case out anyway. So go ahead. Do whatever you feel like doing. But anyways, in here in the living room, over here near the door, this floor is rotting out. That's why I keep these tubs over here so the cats won't get out. And it's rotting out. And it also is underneath that trash can there. But my youngest daughter, I said it in a different video, she's wanting me to, even though she just recently painted this accent wall, she's wanting to redo it now and just paint everything this other color gray for the main parts of the house, like the living room, well, in here in the living room, even the accent wall in the living room, that main big wall in the living room, and in here in the kitchen too. She's wanting to paint everything the same color for the main parts of the house or whatever. And then she's just wanting to paint, which she's already done, she's wanting to paint her bedroom like an off-white color. And then we got a different gray color picked out for her sister's bedroom, which is there. And then I'm going to go back whenever I get some more paint and can afford to. And I know I have laundry everywhere, but like I said, the CPS social workers have already seen this. They know I'm working on stuff. So whatever, go do as you please. But anyways, I'm going to pick out a different, for in here in my bedroom, I'm going to pick out a different color, like an off-white color, I've decided. And I worked on that last night. I've been trying to peel off the paint layers of the wall in here in my bedroom. But like I said, as far as like getting the floor replaced, I got to worry about that in the main parts of the house, which is the hallway right there next to the bathroom door, in the living room, getting USB boards. And I'm not even talking about the pretty flooring that you put over top of it. I'm just talking about the USB board, like what's underneath that treadmill that the cats are climbing on. But in my daughter's room, my youngest daughter's room, her room will be the main focus after that. And then obviously I don't have that $100,000, and that's what it would cost nowadays, unfortunately, to do like major remodeling, like take up this old hardwood floor and have the USB boards, because I do have a leak over here also in the kitchen. And that's why I have that scrunchie on there so the cats just kind of stay out. But they're still getting in there, believe it or not, and knocking it over. And I'm trying to do dishes and stuff too. But in order to remodel just this kitchen, I think it would probably cost about $100,000 nowadays, the way everything's so expensive. because this floor needs to be replaced. There's some plumbing issues going on, just like there is in the bathroom. I need new kitchen cabinets, and kitchen cabinets alone, good ones nowadays, at a Lowe's store or any kind of hardware store or whatever, that would cost you up to like $30,000 just for kitchen cabinets nowadays. And that's not even talking about having someone come in and put them in for you. So I figured probably if I had the money, which obviously I don't, and even if I did have that kind of money, I wouldn't want to invest that kind of money into this house because I hate living here. But it would cost a person $100,000 probably, maybe $60,000 at the cheapest, just to do a kitchen remodel. And also I need new appliances. I mean, I'll wipe off and clean off this kitchen stove and stuff. I got this kitchen stove. It was the cheapest one. I got it back in 2021. It already needs to be replaced too. It barely works. And I just set this teapot on there. There ain't no burner there. It doesn't work. But for good appliances too, you'd have to have big time money to do stuff like that. And also this refrigerator's tearing up. And I bought it back in, I think, 2021 too or something with that stimulus check money. So you're talking about big time money whenever you talk about appliances and stuff and everything. But kitchen and bathrooms being remodeled. But I'm just focused on the little stuff. And what I mean by that is I would like to get USB boards for the inherent hallway next to the bathroom door where it's falling apart. And I'd also like to get USB boards for around there, that door, because where it's actually falling through. And also underneath the here. All this area right in through here. Probably about 10 boards just for this area right here. And then over there it's really weak too where the cat food and stuff is. So I would like to get USB boards to replace that too. But I want to do the works on my daughter's room, my youngest daughter's room, and she wants the works too. So, and I don't blame her, and it's not her being spoiled. I understand what she means and stuff. But I would like to get hers after we get it painted, the walls. I would like to get her, take up her floor and get her USB boards replaced, because I know she's got some places in her room too that's fell apart, like near the heat vent in her room. And also get actual flooring, even if it's cheap flooring. It don't have to be hardwood flooring. I'm okay with the cheap stuff, like laminate flooring or whatever it's called. Just sheets of flooring that you put down with this styrofoam padding and stuff underneath. But I really honestly don't even like hardwood floor anymore, because a person realistically, hardwood floor, like I said, this hardwood floor has been here ever since we've had this house, and we had it first moved down here, and it is old cherry hardwood floor. But we went to a place in Corbin, Kentucky called Corbin Surplus back then. I don't even know if that place still operates or not, but we got a good deal on it and got working materials a little bit cheaper back then. But I feel like nowadays, even if a person does have the money to do something, I just think that they're better off getting, like, what, I don't know if it's called linoleum or laminate or what, that stuff that looks like fake wood strips or whatever, hardwood floor that has the padding, because it's easier to clean. And realistically, like I was saying about the hardwood floor, a person should have their hardwood floor redone probably at the least every 5 years or whatever. Maximo's up on the refrigerator and Salem's on the sink. Chip's climbing up. But I got cats everywhere. But anyways, and then too, like I was saying, real stuff, I don't know what it is, but real stuff is harder to clean than what cheap or fake stuff is or whatever. And so I would prefer the fake stuff though, to be honest. And two, I feel like it holds up better as far as like scratches goes on your floor or any kind of damage. And then two, now I am like this as a female. If I had the money, I would be very tempted, and I would probably be addicted to it, just like how I've been over the years about painting this house. I couldn't tell you how many times I've painted this house, which the last time I painted this house and had the money to do it was back in 2021 with the last stimulus check. But before that, I mean, I painted this house, every room in this house, like all the time. But I admit to that. That would be something if I did have money and if I was rich, I would be addicted to. My taste would change all the time, you know, as far as styles and stuff like that goes for a house. And I would want to change up even the floors and stuff like that all the time. So that's what I'm saying. It would be cheaper even if a person is rich, and better too, because a lot of females are like that, like me. And I've known a bunch of females that had money and are like that, that change their stuff around all the time when it comes to their flooring and painting, their curtains, or like their couches if they had some, or furniture, kitchen and dining room furniture if they had, if you had some or whatever. Like I said, like people that has money or whatever. But and I am tempted like that whenever it comes to being a female, of wanting to change things up, you know. But right now where I'm poor, I'm just to the point. And then too, it's not just for me, it's for both of my daughters, but especially my youngest daughter, because she still goes to a public school and she's still in high school. And I understand where she's coming from and what she feels like, because I used to feel the same exact way. I was ashamed of my house growing up from my parents, and it wasn't because my parents didn't have the money. It was just because my parents back then, it was just because my parents were, especially my dad, he was a tightwad and still is. But anyways, he just believed that was his belief system. He believed once you get a house or do whatever you do with a house, it's a one-time deal. Like, you shouldn't ever, which is stupid in my opinion, but you should never invest in it or like put money back into it, or he thinks it's wasting money and stuff to like remodel it all the time or paint it all the time or buy new furniture or whatever it is. That's just how he is or whatever. But I don't believe like that, obviously, or nothing, but I don't have that kind of money either, so it is what it is. But yeah, I'd say more than likely, as far as the painting goes, my bedroom will be the last, probably, even though I'm prepping the walls. I'm just going ahead and prepping the walls while I'm able and while I can, or whatever. But even if it's a long time from now or whatever, I'll have them prepped or whatever to be ready to be painted or whatever. But my room will probably be the last room that will be even thought of whenever it comes to getting the walls painted or a new light fixture. I need new light fixtures all through this house too. That's why I have such bad lighting too. And this house is old. Like I said before, it's close to like 50 years old. It's a 1976 model house that we had moved a long time ago. Back in 2004 or 2003 when I was pregnant with my oldest daughter. And she's 21 years old now, so we've lived here for 21 years. But anyways, so what the order will be as far as just painting goes is we got to get this living room or the hallway finished painted. We got to get this living room area painted. We got to get this kitchen room painted, just painted. And then we got to get my youngest daughter's bedroom painted, which is almost painted. And I'm also including the ceilings, even though I haven't bought ceiling and trim paint yet, but I'm also including them in here too whenever I'm talking about painting. So that'll cost a fortune. It hasn't been done. The ceilings has not been painted or the trim has not been painted in this house ever since we moved down here, when we first moved down here 21 years ago. So it needs to be redone. You can tell it's so dark looking and stuff. But anyways, after all that too, the next bedroom that we'll probably work on will be my oldest bedroom, my oldest daughter's bedroom, right in back through there. And she doesn't have a light fixture at all right now in her room. It's so dark in there. And I haven't got anyone to finish putting up these doors or nothing either. So it's just a big process, but I'm working on stuff. And then after that, we'll probably work on, as far as painting goes, we'll probably work on the bathroom, which is right in here. I showed you all that. Show it to you again. I wish to God I had at least a 2-bathroom house, but I don't. It is what it is right now. But we'll probably work on at least painting the bathroom in here and buying a new like shower curtain, probably at least, or whatever. Hello you all, see you again. But and then after the bathroom at least gets painted or whatever, we'll probably work on like I said, my bedroom. My bedroom will probably be the last thing that gets painted and a new light fixture. I have a decent light fixture in here I got from Walmart back in 2021 probably, but I just want a different one. I want a bigger one and stuff in here in my bedroom. And I do want ceiling fans. I would like to have light fixtures with ceiling fans in it, just like in here in this living room. I want to take that down, and I would like to get ceiling fans and light fixtures even in the hallway. I'd like to have them all through the house. But as you can see, I need light fixtures. I have no lighting or nothing in this house. But I'm gonna get off here, you guys. That's just kind of an overall update on what I want to do as far as like why I have to live here with remodeling as I can afford it, and then also with the painting mostly update. But thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks. Bye bye.